Hey, my name's Matt and I'm building a SOP with Camel. I'm here at New Zealand Grown, based on the Napier Taupo Highway, and I've come here specifically because I've found they've got some ash timber in decent sized lengths. The lengths I need for a SOP with Camel is about 4.5 to 5 metres. 6 metres is ideal because that means we can chop ends off if we need to. And what we've come up with is this little lot down here. This is about half a cube, just over half a cube of timber, and it's got some beautiful grain on it, some nice straight grain, minimal knots, and I'm hoping I should be able to get the longerons that I need for my aircraft out of this. The longerons are quite important. There's 4 of them per aircraft. They sit one on each corner of the fuselage, and they basically hold the tail on, and without the tail, of course, you tend to come back down to earth rather rapidly. So what we're looking for in this timber is, I don't know if you can see it through the camera or not, but we're looking for minimal knots, or knots in positions where they don't matter. So sometimes that's on corners, and when we straighten the grain up on the saw bench, we're looking to create flat grain, and often the grain on these boards, these beams, is on an angle. So we can discount the corners, they're fine. You can see we've already done that here on this one, taking the corner off because there's a lot of sapwood and bark on that corner. And there's a few gouge marks from the machinery used to bring the timber down. So we're looking for knot free, we're looking for straight grain. Ash typically grows fairly straight anyway. Where it's this deviation, we can put up with a deviation of 1 to 15. What that means is when you've got a slope of grain, this end can go up 15 centimetres out, 1 centimetre up. Or if you work in inches, 15 inches out, 1 inch up, and if it goes more than that, higher than that, it's no good for aircraft. And this largely has deviations which is less or around about that. And fingers crossed, as we start milling, if we find deviations worse than that, we can start milling around it. I've probably got enough timber here, I think, for more than what I need for my project, to be perfectly honest. But I know how hard ash is to get in aircraft timber grade. I've been through this process once before with Sitka spruce, and out of 6 cubic metres of Sitka spruce that I took home, about 1 cubic metre was aircraft grade timber, and the rest I've either turned into firewood, expensive firewood, or I've got under the workbench waiting for building projects. So a lot of fun. You can see I've painted the ends with black paint. That's to stop the excessive moisture loss coming out the end grain, and when you have that coming out the end grain, which it loses moisture really readily out of there, that tends to create splitting in the timbers. We're going to ship these via a local courier company. I was going to put them on the back of my truck, but I've ended up with a bit more timber than I thought I was going to take. Not cheap either, but just don't tell the wife. Yeah. but well and truly worth it. And I wouldn't be surprised if I have some people knocking on the door saying, hey, have you got some spare ash for my aircraft? The guys here have been fantastic to work with. It's not easy milling this stuff. It's much easier to take a log of ash and just turn it into floorboards. To mill this stuff and get what we need out of it for aircraft is a lot more finicky, a lot more work involved. And the guys here have been absolutely fantastic. There's Frag and Boone. So yeah.
Good, Boone. Well, do you want to say something about the process of the milling? How did it go?
Well, it's been quite a pleasure because, yeah, I have not seen a log like this in my life. Not that I've had that much life to live so far, but I've seen a few logs. And so yeah, so we had almost all these pieces were out of one log. And when we were slicing into it, we had a few knots where we didn't want them, but thankfully we were able to work around them. And like I say, there's all of these beams, I think they've got a few knots coming in through a corner and 1 or 2 of them, but other than that, they're clear. Yeah. So it's been quite encouraging working through this kind of stuff. Working with Matt on it, it's been great. We there's obviously a lot of work to try to get the grains going straight. You want your same grains at that end coming out at that end. So it's a bit of work playing around, but our sawmill has been handling that pretty good. It's one of its benefits is it's very good at timber handling and lining up. So yeah, it's been a very fun project. I love cutting ash. Its consistent density means that it's very easy to saw. The bandsaw blade doesn't really want to move around that much in it; just kind of goes right through. So it's been a very fun job.
With the with the sawmill, the spruce I got cut was that was a different arrangement to this one. This one's a through and through bandsaw cut. The sawmill we used previously had two blades, one going vertical, one horizontal, and it took rectangular cut straight through the timber, which was fantastic. This one goes through and through, but the advantage this one has is that we can actually move the end up and down. So if you want to cut closer to the bark line, we can do that by moving the end of the tree up, or if we want to cut straight through the centre, we can do that by making sure the centre's level as well. So this has been quite an education too. And Boone's particularly good at this type of stuff. For a young lad, he knows his shit. And the reason the tree came out so well, these guys picked a really good log out. There's no if buts or maybes. They picked the best log by far. But yeah, that's the stack of logs over there. The ones closest to us are about 4 metres long, and the ones on the other side are about 6 metres. We had a good look at those. There may well be knots through those, but there might be recoverable timber for aircraft in that as well. But these guys will have a bit of fun. Yep. And they'll no doubt get excited if they discover some of that and probably give me a phone call.
Yeah. No joke.
Yeah, it'll be along the lines of, Matt, you've probably got enough. Do you know anybody who needs aircraft drag crash?
100%.
Yeah.
No, it's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun, and I love doing this type of stuff.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Picking your guys' brains and just being part of the process.
Yeah.
And it means so much more for a project like this, where you're building stuff as close as you can to the original, to actually be involved in the entire process as best you can. And that's why I do this sort of thing. It's just good fun. All strapped up and ready to be sent down to home. I was hoping to have enough to fit on the back of the truck, the top of the truck rather, but this is a little bit too much, I think. I'm not sure the truck would make it if I strapped this to the top. But that's coming down by a freight company. You can organise that on Monday. Today's Saturday, and it's nicely under shelter here. It's in the shade, so we should be all good. Looking forward to this. Next problem is manhandling it, because these two large ash logs on the right, they're significantly larger than the 150 by 150 logs that I was handling with the spruce, and ash weighs more, so this is going to be entertaining. I may have to call in a couple of favours, but yes, very exciting. I'm going home very happy indeed.